Clarification number 1. Mesothelioma chemotherapy is a treatment that generally combines the medication cisplatin and pemetrexed, which is likewise known as Alimta. Those pills help shrink tumors and kill mesothelioma most cancer cells, reducing symptoms and enhancing an affected person's fine of existence. Explanation number 2. Chemotherapy is a drug remedy that makes use of effective chemicals to kill rapid-growing cells in your body. Chemotherapy is most customarily used to treat cancer, because most cancer cells grow and multiply a great deal greater fast than most cells inside the body. Many unique chemotherapy capsules are to be had. Chemotherapy pills may be used by myself or in aggregate to deal with a wide style of cancers. Even though chemotherapy is a powerful way to treat many kinds of cancers, chemotherapy remedy also incorporates a hazard of aspect effects. A few chemotherapy side consequences are slight and treatable, even as others can cause extreme complications. All through chemotherapy, sufferers get hold of mighty drugs that wreck cancer cells. To treat mesothelioma, these pills can be given intravenously, through a vein, in tablet shape, or immediately into the abdominal or chest cavities for the duration of surgical operations. Mesothelioma chemotherapy. Chemo may be administered in two number 1 approaches, examine extra approximately each underneath. Systemic chemotherapy. On this process, chemotherapy tablets are maximum commonly administered to the patient via a port or needle into a vein. The drug then enters the bloodstream, destroying most cancer cells wherever they are within the body. Intraoperative chemotherapy. Mesothelioma doctors execute this treatment after acting surgical procedure, whilst the incision website online remains open. The heated anti-most cancers drug is released without delay into the chest or belly hollow space after the surgeon has removed all visible most cancers. The chemotherapy then kills any last microscopic cancer cells, which can't be visible by using the healthcare professional. There are several one-of-a-kind kinds of chemotherapy capsules for mesothelioma. Chemotherapy can be presented to sufferers as a remedy option at any of the 4 stages of mesothelioma. However, precise mesothelioma treatment desires range depending on the affected person's situation. Docs use chemotherapy for mesothelioma to kill remaining cancer cells left over after surgery, prevent recurrence, while the mesothelioma comes back. By means of administering chemotherapy without delay into the frame, reduce painful symptoms by destroying most cancer cells, which can also cut back tumors, reduce tumors and remove mesothelioma cells earlier than surgical treatment to help enhance surgical achievement. Mesothelioma experts are persevering in studying different chemotherapy techniques to get high-quality consequences for patients. In search of each curative, existence-extending, and palliative, symptom-lowering remedy. due to the fact mesothelioma is often not discovered till it has already unfolded. Level 3 or degree 4 mesothelioma. Best 20% of patients are candidates for curative surgical operation. The same old treatment. For the final 80% is chemotherapy by using itself with a median survival fee of 365 days. For sufferers whose mesothelioma is caught in the sooner ranges, and who are capable of undergoing a surgical operation, they regularly receive a multimodal technique for treatment. This entails surgical procedures, radiation, and chemotherapy. Their median survival fee is between 12 to 29 months, depending on which surgical operation they get hold of. For patients with late-stage mesothelioma that can't be eliminated via surgical procedure, chemotherapy may additionally assist slow most cancers' growth and simple signs. Open and frank conversation among health practitioner and affected person, approximately, whilst to give up chemotherapy become recommended, as it becomes located that sufferers who received chemotherapy at the cease of life had shorter survival compared to those who did not. Mesothelioma chemotherapy tablets are tremendously concentrated, anti-most cancers medications. When these drugs are injected into the bloodstream, they flow into the body and spoil mesothelioma cells of their path. This slows the price of most cancers boom. Several chemotherapy capsules can treat mesothelioma. Doctors prescribe certain capsules or combos of medicine, based on the preferred treatment results and how they fortify each other. Mesothelioma researchers have observed that combining tablets is more powerful than the usage of a single drug. Cisplatin and pemetrexed. The combination of cisplatin and pemetrexed, Alimta, has been the standard therapy for mesothelioma sufferers for over 10 years. These are usually the primary tablets that mesothelioma sufferers get hold of. While patients cannot tolerate cisplatin, it is able to be replaced with carboplatin, some other platinum, primarily based chemotherapy drug. Cisplatin and pemetrexed can extensively improve mesothelioma survival prices. Mesothelioma sufferers typically retain receiving this mixture of medication until they forestall responding to them, or expand to many side results. Gemcitabine. Gemzar, is a chemotherapy drug, initially developed for breast and lung cancers. But it's been located effectively for improving existence expectancy in past due-degree mesothelioma sufferers. While the first-line chemotherapy solution of cisplatin and pemetrexed stops operating, gemcitabine can be prescribed as a second-line remedy. Different mesothelioma chemotherapy tablets. There are numerous other chemotherapy medicinal drugs for mesothelioma that sufferers can be prescribed. Other mesothelioma chemotherapy capsules may encompass navalbine, vinorelbine, doxorubicin, adriamycin, carboplatin, paraplatin. Sufferers can learn greater, approximately affording chemotherapy, and different remedy options, by means of speaking with a social worker or a legal professional. Mesothelioma chemotherapy pills are powerful against most cancers, because they attack speedy growing cells. But, those drugs also goal wholesome cells that grow fast, like cells of the hair, digestive tract, mouth, and reproductive machine. Lots of chemotherapy's side outcomes end result from the loss of life of those cells. Some of the most common chemotherapy aspect outcomes include constipation and diarrhea, fatigue, hair loss, loss of appetite, nausea, weakened immune machine, weight adjustments. Mesothelioma chemotherapy pills have an effect on sufferers differently. A few patients revel in excessive facet. If this takes place, a mesothelioma patient's fitness care team will do the whole lot they could to keep them comfy. A common practice all through mesothelioma chemotherapy with Alimta is for doctors to prescribe folic acid and B12 supplements. Supplementing with those two vitamins can help lower the not unusual facet consequences of chemotherapy. But a few vitamins can make mesothelioma chemotherapy much less effective. Sufferers present process mesothelioma chemotherapy ought to make sure to speak to their cancer care group about nutrients or dietary supplements that they take. Mesothelioma specialists behavior ongoing research to expand new mesothelioma chemotherapy pills that expand the lives and well-being of those troubled with this lethal disorder. Research. Researchers offer medical trials to mesothelioma most cancer sufferers to enhance their information of a certain treatment, and with a bit of luck deliver patients better results than they're currently receiving through fashionable remedy.